In the deep expanse of space, amidst the cold void where stars flickered like distant memories, a lone shuttle drifted silently across the galaxies. Its sleek metal hull was battered and scarred, the remnants of a crash landing on a foreign planet, far from any familiar star system. On board, in the small cargo hold, lay a creature unlike any seen by human eyes before. Its skin was translucent, faintly glowing in the dim light, and its eyes, large and black, reflected an innocence that contrasted sharply with the brutal world around it. The alien child had been abandoned, left to die on a strange, inhospitable world, its race too weak to survive. The others, its kind, had deemed it a failure, a mistake, something not worth saving. The planet it had landed on was cold, barren, and unforgiving. The atmosphere was thick with the stench of decay. The ground was cracked and dry. Only the most tenacious life forms dared to exist here, creatures that had adapted to survive in the harshest of conditions. Among the abandoned ruins, the child curled up, weak from the journey and the isolation. It was a being meant for a grand purpose, its species created to conquer worlds, to spread their dominance across the stars. But it was different. It had been born with a flaw, an imperfection that made it incapable of fulfilling the mission it had been bred for. As the days passed, the child's condition worsened. It was not designed for survival on this planet. Its alien biology was failing, and it had little understanding of the world around it. Its hunger grew, its thirst unbearable, and yet no one came to save it. The sounds of distant battlefields echoed in its ears, memories of what it once was, but no more. It had been left to die, forgotten by its creators. But then something changed. A sound broke through the bleak silence. A soft hum, the roar of engines, the unmistakable sound of a ship descending. The child, weak and disoriented, blinked its eyes and looked up toward the sky. For a moment, it was unsure if it was hearing things, its senses clouded by pain. But no, it was real. A human soldier, a man with dark, weathered skin and a gaze hardened by countless battles, stepped off the ship. His armor, battle-worn and scuffed, gleamed under the light of the dying sun. He was a warrior, sent to the farthest reaches of space to fight, to defend his people, to protect what was left of humanity. His mission had been clear: to locate a lost convoy, one that had disappeared in the vast reaches of the galaxy, but he had stumbled upon something else. The soldier had expected to find debris, perhaps survivors. What he found instead was a child, an alien child, lying in the dirt, weak and helpless. He had been trained to kill alien threats, to fight back against the creatures that sought to harm humanity. But in this moment, the soldier saw something else. The child's eyes were wide with fear, yet they held no malice, no intent to harm. Without hesitation, the soldier approached the child, kneeling beside it. His hand reached out, and for a moment he hesitated. Was it a trap? Was this some sort of alien weapon meant to deceive him? But then he saw it. The vulnerability, the pure, untainted innocence. This was not a threat. With a gentle motion, the soldier lifted the child into his arms, cradling it against his chest. The alien's fragile body trembled in his grip, its weak breath coming in shallow gasps. He didn't know why it had been abandoned here, but he wasn't going to leave it to die. The soldier spoke softly, his voice steady. "You're not alone anymore." The child, still weak, made a faint sound. A soft, almost imperceptible hum, something between a sigh and a whimper. It was the closest thing to a thank you that the soldier had ever heard. As the soldier carried the child back to his ship, he couldn't help but wonder what had led to this moment. The alien child was an outcast, cast aside by its own kind. But here now, in this quiet corner of the universe, humanity had stepped in where others had failed. He didn't know if this child would ever grow strong enough to survive, but he would make sure it had a chance that no one else had offered. Back aboard the ship, the soldier laid the child down on a bed in the medical bay. He activated the healing equipment, watching as the alien child's wounds began to close, its frail form slowly gaining strength. It was a long shot, but he had seen the miracles of technology before. Perhaps this child could be saved, and perhaps, just perhaps, it could help humanity one day in ways no one could predict. The soldier leaned against the wall, his arms crossed. He didn't know why he had chosen to save this child. Maybe it was because, deep down, he knew that humanity was different from the other races in the galaxy. Where others saw weakness, they saw strength. Where others abandoned their own, humanity rose to the occasion. As the ship began its journey back to human space, the soldier looked out the viewport, his eyes tracing the stars. There were countless alien species out there, each with its own goals, its own agendas. But there was only one human race, and humanity, in all its flaws, would never abandon one of its own. He turned back to the child, now resting peacefully, his chest rising and falling steadily. The soldier smiled, the faintest trace of warmth in his gaze. "This is just the beginning," he whispered to the child. "You're one of us now." And in that moment, the alien child, once abandoned and forgotten, had found a home among the stars, saved not by its own kind, but by the compassion of a human soldier. And in this galaxy of vast unknowns, that compassion was the one thing that could never be abandoned. Humanity, forever proud, forever resolute, had once again proven its place in the universe. A place of strength, resilience, and unwavering hope. Humanity, F***, yeah***.